Flammarion on this guy are apparently square dancing now. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Flammarion Joe. That is terrific work. I mean, bravo. That's a 10 from the judges.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sunshine on Lathe. As always, if you're enjoying the series, do drop a like. That would be magnificent. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today, so we're just going to jump straight into Regen Sunday, because of course there is a Regen Sunday today. If you want to participate, head over to the Discord, link in the description, drop your regens in there, and we'll get back to normal service soon. So first up, it's Sunday Willy. I mean, everybody loves a bit of Sunday Willy. Then we've got Petr Blaha, who, ironically, I actually found a striker of the exact same name in my scout report literally 3 days ago. He's just a phenomenal striker, though. At the age of 18, to be that good already is nuts. Then Olivier Gerber, goalkeeper, Lille, fine. He's 6'11". He is literally a giraffe. Then Frank Young, just an insanely good Australian striker, 28 years old, 141 caps for Australia and over 100 goals. And to finish things off, Facundo Oliva, a Cuban striker that plays for Hertha Berlin. That's pretty sick. What a striker. So, yes, that concludes Regen Sunday. Let's get cracking. So, we're playing Sparta today, but we have had a couple of games in the Premier League off camera in between, so we're going to jump straight into those now as well. First up was a weird game at Ellen Road. We went behind early doors after a bit of a misstep at the back from Fran, laid the ball into the path of Miyasi, and Leeds were able to take the lead. Thankfully, though, we got a free kick of our own. Kaio's ball through, headed by Connor, and their sliding in was Balde for his third of the season. But then Leeds responded with another free kick, this time a direct one as Thomas smashes it in for 2-1 to Leeds. Thankfully, though, in the second half, we got our chance to grab an equaliser. Balde doing some nice work out wide, whips it through. Eventually, the ball ends up in the path of Kaio, and he scores his 10th goal of the season already. 2-2. Sadly, I think we could have done better, but we got away with the point, so I'll take it. We then hosted struggling Leicester City, and it took until the 76th minute for Mitala yet again to be the hero. 1-0. But then, in literally minutes later, the floodgates seemed to have just opened at this point, and we were able to grab ourselves a second goal and secure the victory. Velvik's ball, and there was Dave Morton doing his thing, gets his customary goal. He's not had a season without a goal for us yet, and he won't have one this year too. Sadly though, Leicester, this was their first shot on target of the entire match. A wonderful strike from Ngessen. After that, they really did throw stuff at us, but it wasn't enough, and we got the win. We'll talk league tables and stuff later on, but we're doing all right so far. We're doing all right. I would have liked the clean sheet against Leicester though, which is a bit of a shame. So today, massive game in Europe. It's us versus Sparta, who've already hit 12 in their first 2 games. So anything can happen here, really. Let's just go out and try it. Now, as for the team, we've had a little bit of a rest, but I'm still going to persist with my man, Wim Billington, up front. Now, I've looked at why maybe Lonchar or Billington might be better for the role. I thought maybe it's because Lonchar had a very weak foot, but Wim Billington has the same problem, so I think that might be the issue. And I honestly think if we could find a player who's an advanced forward on this side here, who's a left footer, it might help us a lot. Now, is Kaio? Kaio's reasonable on his left, so it does mean that there's the potential for us to maybe flip these two over, and that might help us a little bit. I don't really know at this point. But since it is the strongest team in our group, we're going to go with our first choice 11, with the exception of bringing Wim Billington back in, although he's first choice in my heart. Obviously, Grant White can't be on the bench. For the lols, I'm going to put Putman Kirtley on the bench again. This is big. I think we take a point here, and we've got a really good shot of winning this group. But if we did come here and embarrass them, I think it would really show that we've got a lot of strength at the moment. And I want to see I just want to see how well Wim Billington can do, being our European striker this season. Because I feel like it might mean that he'll be in good form if we do have to call on him for league matches as well, because he'll be consistently putting in goals in Europe. I've also moved Keith Abbott to the first team squad to set him available for other games. Oh, Verteball's all the way through! That way he can occasionally get a game for us potentially, as well as I can keep an eye on his training a little bit easier and set him available for some of the under 18 games anyway, because I really do feel like Keith Abbott has got something special for us. Well, we've started pretty strongly. Balde with the ball. Nice to see him contributing some goals and assists this season. He really is stepping up this year. He's all the way through. Can he grab one now? He can't. Nearly. Mitala just has such a height advantage now. Now that he's starting to get a lot more confident, he's starting to score a lot more from set pieces. He had so many chances from set pieces last season, but for some reason he was just unable to actually finish them off. This year, he is not making those mistakes, and he is finishing those chances. Lasker, by the way, averaging over 4 key passes a game now. The guy is doing mad things as Wim Billington slips home another goal in Europe. His 5th goal in the Europa Conference League already. Verteball this time getting the assist. And I guess at some point, if Wim Billington continues to just smash goals in Europe, I may have to reconsider his starting position in the Premier League. But I want to give Lonchar a chance to prove himself. Lovely little left-footed finish there from Wim Billington. It's 1-0 in the Czech Republic. Great stuff. It almost feels unfair to have English teams in this tournament sometimes because they have such a massive advantage, even the sort of not the best ones. Though I do feel like we have strengthened in the right ways in the summer and look like a much better team than last season. So if anything, that makes it even more of an advantage for us. Lasker, tons of options on the right-hand side. If he can just cut back and find one. He finds Flammarion again. Great first touch. And nearly, that probably deserved a goal. Kaio's delivery. Somebody just get a sneaky one here. And Balde! No, he can't. No, he can. No, he can't. Flamiron again, blocked. And Balde! Oh, I mean, that is about as good as the performance was away at Mechelen. And yet we've only got one goal to show for it. Flamiron to the edge. Balde flicks it down. And Billington smashes it home again. This time, again, that looked like it was on his weaker left foot again. 6th goal of the season for Wim Billington in European football now. He is definitely the man for the job. Another assist for Balde. Really liking his work. But Billington stepping up when we need him to. I know they're playing weaker opposition as well, which definitely helps. Yeah, left-footed little toe poke there. But it's just nice to see Wim Billington smashing the goals in. And in the battle of the really bad boys, Mechelen are finally winning that match. And ball through, and oh, wow. An actual chance there for Sparta. One thing Pat McCartney does that I've never had a player do quite as well as him is just ghosting into the back post and getting those cheeky little opportunities there. Billington. Pat McCartney pushes up really high from goal kicks as well. Lonchar now. Lots of room for him. Goes for goal. Falls back to him. Cleared. And Tromitas have equalised just to make sure that neither of them have any chance of going through. Not that they did anyway, as we finally win 2-0. I think we were fantastic on the night, really. I don't know how this lot managed to win 6-0 2 games in a row, as we've just absolutely trounced them on paper. But Billington's grabbed another pair of goals. Great result for us. We're in a really strong position to qualify now. Just one more point would get us through, but I want to make sure we win this group. And I think if we were to beat them in the next match, we would win the group. So let's get to that now. Right then, we're back, and it did not go well at Stamford Bridge, unfortunately. Chelsea scored one of these types of free kick goals, unfortunately, and it was 1-0 after 34 minutes. And then, literally, the exact same thing happened again at the start of the second half for 2-0. That's not to say they didn't deserve the win, because they absolutely did. After that, they just sort of tore through us. We had to sort of throw at them to try and get back into it. Ball was a bit back, and unfortunately, 3-0 to Chelsea. And then with 30 minutes to go, they wrap this up firmly with a 4-0 trashing of us with a lovely little ball through for Hutchins here, who then slots home for his hat-trick. 4-0 to Chelsea. Not a good performance from us in general, really. We gave up 10 chances in this game. So we've only lost 2 league games so far this season against Chelsea and Man City, but we conceded 11 times in those games. When we play well, we're very good, but when we play bad, we are very, 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 very bad. Next up, rotated side played Wolves in the EFL Cup. 0-0 draw. We went out on penalties. How do you miss 4 out of 5 penalties? Surely the statistics are well against you on that one. But we found a way to do it. Billington, Costa, Bouzidi and Pratt all missed. The only player that scored was Afkir, our centre-back. I genuinely thought Wolves were about to get a clean sheet in a bloody penalty shootout. They missed 2 as well. There were 6 penalties missed out of, 9 that were taken. Good God. But then we put in a much better performance away at Manchester United. Managed to grab ourselves a 0-0 draw at Old Trafford. We're still looking it was better than the results. I actually expected us to get thumped here as well. Nem was very good for them, but it wasn't enough as we managed to get a 0-0 draw. Not the best result, but a clean sheet at Old Trafford is definitely better than losing 6-0 like we probably would have done. All that leaves us 5th in the Premier League right now. 24 goals scored. We're still right up there, but 22 conceded is a very large amount. Only got a +2 goal difference right now. We're a little bit iffy and a little bit all over the place as things go, but I think we're doing okay. We're in the Europa League spots right now, looking not comfortable by any means. In fact, Manchester United are in fact below us, and there's still a few teams that are around that bubble. It feels like Man City, Spurs and Chelsea are very much the best teams in this division, particularly City and Spurs with their enormous goal differences. But you know, we're still around that kind of last Champions League spot area, and I wonder if we could hang in there for the rest of the season, whether we can actually have an outside shot. But honestly, I'd settle for us, if we get 5th or 6th this year, I'd consider that a step up, getting into the Europa League this year and slowly make our way through, particularly as we are looking pretty solid in the Europa Conference League, and I think we could go pretty damn deep in that as well. Blackhaven 15th in the league right now, have now conceded 30 times this season. They've sort of started scoring a bit less. They lost 4-0 to Leicester City in their last match, directly below them. Not great. They're still 7 points above the drop zone, though, as Fulham are horrendous. They only scored 6 times and have conceded. They're like Fulham in real life. It's incredible. Blackhaven actually host Fulham tomorrow, so that'll be fascinating. You'd expect even Blackhaven to probably get a win there. So as I'm reading it, a point would see us qualify, a win would see us win the group, because our head-to-head would be better than Sparta, and in theory our goal difference would probably have to be better than them as well, but you know what I mean. My assistant actually wants to put Fran in. I'm actually tempted to try that again here and see if that frees us up a little bit, and therefore put Zulu in that role as well. Vertebor in place. No, not in place of anyone. And then obviously we'll go Wim Billington, our starting striker for European games up front. Lonchar's having a little bit of a goal drought right now. I've got him working on that weaker foot because I do feel like there's an incredibly talented player there. We just have yet to see the best of it. I'm going to give him more of a chance than I think I did to Ropas, as I strongly believe that he is a better player than Ropas and deserves. You can tell he's a very good footballer. We just need to find the right way to use him, and it might require us flipping this over. But I don't want to stunt Kayo too. If we play half as well as we did in the last game against them, we should be able to smash this. We're back to the full strength size of the stadium as well, which is nice. I might see if the board want to upgrade it even more, because why the hell not at this point? We're selling them out almost all the time. Let's Get this. A win at home sees us qualify and will allow us to rotate players around even more for those final 2 games, because the money that we'd get for winning the matches are completely minimal at this point. It's like 160 grand, which for some clubs is loads, but for us is nothing, which means that I think we could play fully rotated sides in the last 2 European games, which will allow us to concentrate on the league a little bit and look at qualification for tournaments next year, as already Kaio getting a chance. And I don't know if it allows us to skip around like it does in the Europa League if you win your group. If it does, that'll be even more excellent, because it means we'd save ourselves 2 more potential European matches after Christmas, which would allow us a bit more freedom to, Karabats is through here. He's all the way through, and he's missed a chance. Cleared long. Billington's onto it. Oh, go on, Win. Get that back on your right foot. Sets himself, and it's blocked by the goalkeeper. He probably could have done better there, but hey. Here's one for you guys. How many goals do you think Win Billington will get in Europe this season? Just Europe. I imagine he'll get a few in the league as well at some point, but I think he's going to get 11 goals in the Europa Conference League this season. Will Win Billington. Flamarion smashes it a goal, scores his 4th goal of the season, and that surely shall be the goal that can send us through in comfort. 4th goal of the year for him. I would like to see him get towards 15 for the season, maybe, but I'm still enjoying his work so far. He's getting assists. Rui Lasker grabs himself another one as well, which is always nice. He hasn't got one lately, so that's good to see. Flamarion's just decided to power this through the keeper. Keeper ain't doing nothing about that. Cleared away for Flamarion. Oh, we got runners. One of them's Billington. They're deciding who gets to... None of them want it, because they all want to be the run that's running onto the end of it. So eventually Balde's taken up the mantle here. Can he find Win Billington? Or go back post for Flamarion again, and he scored another one. Flamarion grabs his 5th goal of the season, his 2nd goal of the night. He does have these little spells of games where he just grabs them by the scruff of the neck, and now we're 2 goals to the good against Sparta. I want to see us actually put a few past them, because we just didn't look good enough in front of goal in the last game to only win that one 2-0. Balde, another assist for him. You'll love to see it. Flamarion's great in the air too. Zulu flicks it down. Billington cleared. Lashka. Balde. Oh, finds Vertelbor instead. He'll go for goal, and he will score. Sam Vertelbor makes it 3-0, and we've just been absolutely ruthless in this game here. The European, amazingly, Win Billington's not managed to grab himself a goal yet, but Balde's grabbed a couple of assists for himself here. Nice work here from Lashka, though, to flick that one down. But I thought Balde was going to shoot. This is a brilliant pass. Absolutely inspired pick out for Sam Vertelbor. Perfect finish, 3-0. I mean, this feels like the type of game that we actually could run up a cricket score against them, as now Fraser Thompson makes it 4 in the first half. This is the kind of performance in terms of finishing that we needed in that first game against Sparta, and we are very much getting it here. An assist in Europe for Kaio. We will probably get him off in the second half just to rest him now that we're going to guarantee the win here. Kaio's ball in. Fran flicks it down. Flamarion. And he's now made it 5. Flamarion grabs his hat-trick inside the first half an hour, and we're 5-0 up. Okay, Sparta's goal difference that they built up over those 2 matches has just been absolutely obliterated. We've now put 7 past them over 2 games. Fran with the knockdown. Flamario just so composed and just drills it into the back of the net again. It's 5-0. It amazes me that we're 5-0 up in a match after half an hour, and Win Billington, despite being the starting striker, has yet to score. I feel like he'll get chances in this game, though. Balde again. Does he fancy winning us a penalty, maybe? Pulls it across. Flamarion. I do feel like there is an element of the fact that because, unfortunately, we don't have all the leagues turned on, as you would struggle to in these sort of saves, these sides are going to be weaker than perhaps they would be in another form of save, because they haven't really made transfers and stuff, relying on regens, so it's a little bit unfair in some respects. It'll be way more noticeable, oh my god, we've won a penalty, once we get ourselves games against sides from the leagues I do have twitched on. Flamarion on this guy are apparently square dancing now. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Flamarion Joe. That is terrific work. I mean, bravo. That's a 10 from the judges. Is the referee ever going to let him take the penalty? And he slots it home for 6-0 Whitport. 7th of the year for Win Billington, all of which have been scored in European competitions so far. I mean, this could actually get quite embarrassing for Sparta. Could we go for double figures against them? You never get them. You never get the double figures in these games. I'm honestly not sure if I've ever been 6-0 up in a competitive game on FM before. Genuinely. 6-0 up at half time. I don't think I've ever been in that position. Usually when you have games when you play like this, you'll create a lot of chances, but the game sort of draws you back in a little bit. It doesn't actually let you score all of them, but wow, what a performance. Flamarion's had his fun. We're going to do a second half of Ben Putman-Kitely, because if there's ever a time when he will get a chance to score in Europe, it's in a game where we're 6-0 up already and absolutely destroying them. Zulu just pings one over the top for Win Billington. Can he get back on his right foot? He can, and it's now 7-0. Win Billington scores another goal. He's woken up now. The penalty has woken him up. Lovely ball, though, from Zulu. But the fact that Win Billington was able to get that back onto his right foot, I think, is the reason he was able to dispatch that so easily. And I think that's definitely something we've got to work on in that position. First touch sets himself, just takes that little touch there to get it back onto his right and pops it past for 7-0. We could get 10 here. I genuinely think this is verging on the biggest ever victory for Whitport in any game. And bearing in mind, right, Fiorentina is 6-1 up in their game too. There is a lot of disparity between teams in this tournament. There is some very overpowered teams, and we are one of them. Billington's through again. He's onto his right foot once more, and he makes it 8, and he's completed his hat-trick with his 9th goal of the season already. Another ball from Zulu, and we are 8-0 up against Sparta Prague. And yeah, this is definitely the biggest win in Whitport's history, and we've got 21,000 fans here to see it. Another hat-trick in Europe for Wim Billington, getting that back on his right and sliding it home for 8-0. It's crazy that we scored like our 7th goal after 47 minutes. And Pavan Kitely, no! But it's not going to matter because we're about to win 8-0 at home in Europe. What a result. Biggest victory in the club's history. And now their goal difference has gone from +12 to +2 as they've shipped 10 goals against us in 2 matches, and we've hit 16 in 4. So as the Europa Conference League goes, Wim Billington, 9 goals on the board already. 5 clean sheets for Russell Griggs too. We've not conceded a goal yet in Europe. No, we have. We conceded one against Jerusalem, didn't we? But also, notice that Svoboda of Sparta also has 8 to his name. I think my estimation of Wim Billington getting 11 might be a bit of an underestimation. He could probably get towards 15 if he carries on at this rate. Fair play to Win, though. What a lad. So there we go. A double header against Sparta Prague, and we've put 10 past them over 2 games, and Wim Billington has hit 5 against them. There was 2 hat-tricks in that match, with Thompson and Vertebor getting goals as well. Biggest victory in Whitport's history in a competitive match. What a result that is. Brilliant stuff from us. So yeah, we'll probably concentrate a bit more on the league now, since we've basically wrapped up the top of the group in Europe, which is awesome. So, if you've enjoyed this, drop a like. That'd be sensational. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be awesome too. Stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and at the weekends as well. So go follow there too. And yeah, tomorrow we'll be back with Bristol City at the Lighthouse. That is a very must-win. That's quite a must-win game for us, really. Having not won in our last 2, we need to keep that momentum going, because I really do feel like we're strong enough now to challenge for a Champions League spot this year. But there's still the odd bad result in there too. And obviously with European fixtures, it could bog us down slightly. But you can bet your ass, I feel like Wim Billington's still going to be into double figures by the time we finish our group stage game. So, yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.